Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Cruise Chat. I'm Heather Clifton, owner of Heather's Luxury Cruises and Travel. I've been in the business for over 20 years and cruising is my passion. Right now, there are some people who are desperately anxious to get back to traveling and others who are still sitting on the fence wondering if now is the best time to start planning again. So today I'm pleased to be here with Wade Menard, Business Development Manager for Princess Cruises, who will explain what Princess Cruises is doing behind the scenes to make cruise travel safer than ever before. Over to you, Wade.
Well, thanks very much, Heather. It's just a pleasure to be here today, especially to talk about this topic. There are so many people anxious to explore the world again, and yet they're a little bit apprehensive about if now is the best time to travel or not. So I'm so happy to be here today to share with you a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes to really make cruise travel safer than it ever was before. So the first thing you'll notice on your screen is the fantastic news here that we have fully vaccinated sailings, including anyone over the age of 5, now that children are allowed to be vaccinated. So under the age of 5, unfortunately, we're not carrying those people with us. But if you are old enough to be vaccinated, you must be vaccinated to sail with us. Now, there is a very small percentage, 1 or 2% of people that maybe not be vaccinated simply because of medical or religious reasons. But they must follow some very strict policies. So to be quite honest, we don't see a lot of people that are unvaccinated even requesting to sail with us. So we basically have all crew and about 98% of our passengers are vaccinated. We do have that pre-cruise test that requires you to show us a negative COVID-19 test that's taken 2 days before you sail. We're still wearing masks in public and anywhere where you can't actively social distance. And that's because our parent corporation, Carnival Corporation, really believes in safety first. Now that is being analyzed by the company, that mask policy, but right now we are scheduled to be wearing masks right through till the end of February. And of course, we're thrilled to say for many of us Canadians that had multiple doses of different vaccine types, we are accepting these different kind of mixes in order to be considered fully vaccinated on our ships. So let's start off by looking at the 2-day pre-cruise testing. Now, this is really, really important because you must provide a pre-cruise test, that shows you're negative, taken within 2 days before boarding the ship. Now, this can be a PCR test or an antigen test. Antigen tests are much less costly than they are for PCR, so that's probably your best bet. But we just need to, when you're boarding one of our ships, we need to see that you are fully vaccinated and that you have that test available to you. Now, don't worry, if something goes wrong and you don't get your test results back in time, we do have the ability to do testing at the pier before you get on our ship. I don't want you to look at that as your first option. Please look at that as your second option. But it is there in case something goes wrong that we can still have you tested so that you can board the ship instead of losing your vacation. So that's a nice safeguard right there. As well, remember that we do require the proof of vaccination. Now, I would always advise you, make sure you print out your vaccine records as well. Don't rely on your QR code on the phone. Sometimes those codes are not being able to be read in the United States from Canada, as well as if just in case you lose your phone or the battery goes dead, make sure you always have a printed copy so that you can prove your vaccine records. Now, as well, you must wear those masks when you are in a public location, on board one of our ships. This has been extended through the end of February as well. So anyone on board the ship must wear these in elevators. When you're indoors, such as entertainment areas, shops, casinos, everywhere except when you're eating or drinking. Now, everyone asks us, what about the dining rooms? When you walk into the dining room, you must wear the mask. And as you sit down, you can take the mask off when you begin to enjoy your meal with us. So those are some real safety first precautions that we are taking on board the ships just to make sure that everything is top notch for you guys and that you will stay safe with us. And we also refer you to princess.com where we have our health cruise FAQs, our frequently asked questions. Now, as things are updated by the government, by the CDC, or policies that we ourselves implement as a cruise line, we will post this on there immediately. So that is a really good link that you can check on a regular basis just to see what's happening. So let's look at some other ways that Princess is really helping you to stay safe on board our ships. And the first is, of course, our Cruise with Confidence policy. Now, this is just so amazing, and hopefully this will really relieve a lot of your anxieties so that you can feel comfortable with sailing with us again. Now, the first pillar in this confidence policy is, of course, book with confidence. So book with confidence, this is for any voyages that are going to be sailing up till April 30th of 2022. And you must book those voyages by this December of 2021 in order to get this ruling. So what that says is anytime up to 30 days before departure, you can cancel your vacation with us. And if there is any penalties, which there would be 30 days before, those cruise penalties, you would not lose that money. It would be refunded to you by format of a future cruise credit that you could use at a later date. And any of your cruise fare that wasn't yet in cancellation penalty would be refunded to you in cash. Now, in between 30 days prior to departure and right up till departure, if you do have to cancel because of a COVID reason, meaning you or somebody in your travel party or someone that is in your immediate family that you may have to stay home to look after, if you have to be a caregiver, you can cancel within 30 days of boarding our ship, and all of those cancellation penalties will be refunded to you by way of future cruise credit. So the next brand pillar in our Cruise with Confidence policy is the new and improved Princess Promise. Now, we're so excited about this. We can't wait to share this with you. It's brand new with Princess, and it is really making a difference on board our ships. So what the Princess Promise means is that we have empowered our staff on board our ships to take care of any problem and resolve it for you right then and there. In the old days, as you know, if you had a problem on one of our ships, they were rare, but they did happen. We would ask you to contact our customer relations team when you arrived home. Now, that is a very long and a drawn-out process to get the conflict resolved. And many times it left our guests leaving our ships maybe kind of disgruntled and feeling unhappy about the brand. So now our crew on board the ship are empowered to help you make anything right that you've had go wrong, and they will fix that right there so that you can continue to go on and enjoy your cruise. I'm going to give you two examples. The first one might be, say you go on a shore excursion with us and you come home and you didn't feel that it was good value for the money, or you didn't see everything that it said in the write-up that you were going to see and you're unhappy about it. We would either give you your money back or put you on another shore excursion in another port of the same value so that you can experience that another great opportunity. Likewise, say you had dinner in our Crown Royal restaurant and your steak was overcooked. The maitre d' is going to ask you if everything was all right. And if you tell them that you weren't happy with the meal, they'll either get that meal complimentary for you the entire dinner, or they'll invite you back to the Crown Grill on another occasion so that we can shine and show you that we do know how to cook a steak properly. So that's going to help you. It's also available for COVID. If things go wrong on the ship because of COVID, we will make that right for you. And I'll talk about that in a little bit later on in this presentation. So the third brand pillar that we have with this Cruise with Confidence policy is our brand new Princess Vacation Protection. Now, this is really exciting for you, and I think this will take a lot of anxiety away. We will be in charge of fully refunding your entire cancellation fee should you cancel right up till time of departure. That can be for any reason. If you have our insurance and your dog gets sick and you can't cruise, you will get all of your money back through the insurance program. So that's fantastic. We cover you for lost and damaged luggage, trip delay reimbursement, which is a really big thing. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. Medical coverage. And we also now have a new concierge that will be available 24/7, who will be able to, say you're in Japan and you need an English-speaking doctor. The concierge will either find you an English-speaking doctor or will find a translator for you so that you can move forward with your procedures. Now, as we delve further into this vacation protection, we're so thrilled to tell you that our trip interruption insurance has been increased from 100% to 150% of your cruise vacation cost. Now, that means, say you're in the middle of your cruise and you get a message from home that grandma is sick, your dog is sick, whatever it might be, that you have to interrupt your your trip and go home. Our insurance will cover you. We will refund you 150% of your cruise vacation cost, and we will fly you home so that you can get to attend the situation that you need to take care of. So that's a big advantage. And of course, this also covers COVID. If somebody at home gets COVID or somebody on board gets COVID that you need to leave, that's all going to be covered with this trip interruption insurance. Moving down into actual medical costs. Now, I don't believe this covers Canadians for nearly enough money. As you know, you can rack up a lot just checking into a US hospital, right, Heather?
Right.
But if you say could not get insurance because of pre-existing conditions or other reasons, this will cover you for $50,000 US in medical expenses, or $75,000 if you choose to buy our platinum insurance. Now, remember, Heather, that people that are booked with us who are elite or platinum members, they can book our standard insurance and automatically get upgraded to our platinum coverage, which gives you that $75,000 cost. So that does increase a little bit. Still, in my books, it's not enough to really cover you medically while you're traveling. But I'm so happy to say there's a great travel insurance provider here in Canada named Manulife, and they have just started providing COVID insurance for cruises. So that will certainly cover you as well. So great opportunity. You really are covered. But let me just go even a little bit further now and talk about what we're going to look at when we are really looking at a CDC return to sale order and how that is going to help you. Not a lot of people know about this, and my boss would probably yell at me for telling you all this great information. But here we go. This is a CDC return to sale order. So any cruise line in the United States that wanted to resume service and touch a US port had to follow these orders. So whether you have insurance or not, this is coverage that we are just obligated to do. So the CDC said if we want to return to service, we have to be responsible for our guests. We cannot strand them anywhere or leave them on their own. So that means, listen to this, folks, because it really is a really great advantage for you. If you are traveling with us and you come down with COVID on board our ships, we will pay for all the medical expenses on board our ships. If you need to be evacuated at a port of call, we will pay for the evacuation and all of the medical expenses in that port for you, as well as flying you home when it's all over with. If we're at sea and you get really, really sick and you need to be airlifted, air evacuated to the closest hospital, Princess Cruises will pay for that for you as well. Now, we do offer a PCR test because we know to get back in Canada right now, you need that negative PCR test to get back into Canada. So say you are traveling with us, we do that PCR test at the end of the cruise and discover that you come down with it and you're positive. Princess will pay for your quarantine wherever you are for the 14 days, all of your food, all of your out-of-pocket expenses, all of your medical bills. And when you are cleared to travel by a doctor, we will pay for your flights home. So that is really good coverage, even without having insurance, but we certainly recommend that you get that insurance just to give you peace of mind and added protection, because it truly, truly is worth it. And remember, with our travel insurance, there's no age restriction. You could be 18 or 80. It costs the same amount. There's no, we don't care about pre-existing conditions or medication changes. So we've really sort of got you covered these days. So it's a great opportunity to jump out and sail. Now, when we look at Princess Cruises specifically, we are so lucky. We've got this wonderful product that is called Medallion Class. Now, Medallion Class was simply generated to make an already great Princess Cruise even better. So every single one of our ships in our fleet that we return to service with, all 15 of them will be enabled with Medallion as we return to the oceans of the world. So just to give you a little sample of what this great technology does for you, again, it was all designed just to make life easier. So if we start at the top of the circle there on the sort of right-hand side, board your ship faster. So Ocean Medallion will replace our key card. It is the size of a quarter. It's pictured in the center of your screen right there. And that is going to take away all of the lineups and the stresses of the ships. So there is no more large gatherings of people waiting to get on board. We will have your security photo taken before you ever leave your home. We have a picture of your passport before you ever leave home. All the documentation is loaded into our mainframe computer, and all you have to do is actually walk across a mat on the floor in the terminal, which will read your Ocean Medallion device that you've got in your pocket, your purse, around your neck, and it will tell us you've checked in and you're ready for your cruise, and you simply board the ship. No lineups. It's amazing. On board, it will open your door. You don't have to fumble for keys. You will have a keyless entry system into your cabin door. You'll be able to text by a word or video chat to anybody in your group that you're traveling with or any of your traveling partners. That's really exciting. You'll be able to plan your group's activities using Journey View. So this is like, it's the old Princess Patter, if you remember that back in the day. It's a typed newsletter you got in your cabin every day that told you the day's activities. We still have that, but also we do have it electronically now on your phone or any of the screens throughout the ship, even the TV in your stateroom, where you can just wind through the days hour by hour and see what's happening. Very exciting. Now, if you're looking for your husband or your wife and you can't find them, we have something called Find Your Way. This is really exciting. You're going to be able to locate your ship's travel mates, where they might be on the ship, so you can find them easily. You can also type in here that you're looking for the nearest coffee shop, the nearest restroom, and it will make guided directions for you on how to get there. Now, if you get lost, if you need help from somebody, say you've ordered room service that hasn't showed up, all you have to do is initiate a crew chat call and somebody will come on the chat to help you immediately. Now, all of this is powered by the best and fastest Wi-Fi at sea. You can stream on FaceTime. You can watch Netflix or, all kinds of TV channels. There is no buffering. It's just as fast as it is at your home. So really great opportunity there. And of course, touchless payments. You never have to touch a credit card, a pen to sign anything. Everything is touchless now on board our ship. So that's a great advantage. Now, that was all put in place just to make a great cruise better. Then along came COVID, and we didn't realize that this great new technology was also going to be able to help us safeguard our guests against this awful virus. So let's have a little look-see about what that is going to do for you. So the first one is touchless embarkations and staggered arrivals. When you cruise with us in the future, we will be telling you what time we'd like you to check in. And we ask you to be there for that time period. If your flight is delayed, we will know about it because you've already entered that information to get ocean ready before you leave home. So if you're delayed for any reason, you can go onto the app and say, I'm supposed to check in at 2:30, but I've decided to stop for lunch on my way. I won't be there till 3:30. You can change your embarkation time. Very easy. Now, as mentioned, all you have to do is have that medallion in your pocket or on your body somewhere, walk across the mat and you're on board the ship. But it's very easy. There's no large groups and it's staggered, so everybody arrives at different times. Now, Heather, I know our guests at home are going to love this one because this was a big bone of contention with me. And that was that muster safety drill. What a downer. We get everybody on the ship. Everybody's having a great time. And suddenly fun stops, no drinking, no eating, pay attention, no sleeping. We've got to do the safety drill. Yes, it is important and we still do it. However, now you will watch it on the stateroom television or on your iPad or your iPhone or any of the monitors within the ship. Once you have watched it, the Ocean Medallion will acknowledge the fact that you have watched it. And all you have to do is walk through your muster station at least 12 hours after departure or between departure and 12 hours later, just so that you know where that muster station is. Again, the GPS tracking device in Medallion will let us know that you were there and you know where your muster station is. Any health questionnaires or virtual check-ins that we do throughout the ship's voyage will be done electronically, so there's no need to fill out forms and have somebody touch pens, all that kind of stuff. Touchless payments that we've already talked about in the gift shops. And this one I really love, real-time visibility into venue capacity. Now, say that you want to go to the art auction today. We all know that everybody has different comfort levels when it comes to crowds and COVID. So some people might be comfortable with it, other people wouldn't be. So you can decide you're going to go to that art auction. You can look on your stateroom television, your iPhone, or simply ask any one of the crew members and they can tell you, oh, the art auction's in the Explorer's Lounge. There's a capacity of 800 people in there and there's currently 400 people in there. So you can make an educated decision on whether you feel comfortable or going. You might choose to do something else instead if you're not comfortable with that. But really, really great opportunities there just for added safety. Remember, this GPS tracking device in here will keep a constant watch on all crew members as well as all passengers. So if you do come down with anything, whether it's norovirus or the measles, the mumps, or even, God forbid, COVID-19, our system will be able to know where you've been so we can go in and do a deep cleanse. And also, it's going to give us that really great feature of knowing who you came into contact with so that we may have to isolate guests or just keep our eye on them in case anything happens. But remember, I love this statistic because the news was so fast to put cruise ships in what they call the Petri dish. For breeding that virus. And the truth of the matter is, Heather, that you are 700 times more likely to get norovirus in an airport or in a hotel or an airplane than you are on the ship. And that goes to say sort of about COVID-19 as well when you look at it, simply because we have to report everything that happens on our ship, whether it's a broken finger or sadly a death. We are forced by the CDC to report it to the authorities. The hotels, the airlines, Disney World, nobody else does. That's why it looks like the cruise industry is a petri dish and it's easier to get sick there. In fact, it's not. It's just, like I said, 700 more times more likely to catch it elsewhere than on a ship. And we've got incredible new enhanced features such as great cleaning supplies that cling to surfaces and kill the virus for up to 24 hours. So there's lots of stuff going on behind the scenes that are really, really making it safe. And we have been in operation since the midsummer, and we're finding very, very few cases of COVID on the ships. And if we do encounter a case, we know so well now how to deal with it and isolate so that it doesn't spread throughout the ship. So you're really, really safe. I have all the confidence in the world in it. Let's talk about something a little bit more pleasant. This is Dine My Way. This is another feature of the medallion. Now, this is going to be able to, you're going to be able to make dinner reservations either for the same table, the same wait staff for every night of your cruise, or you can make different reservations for every night. It's just going to be so user-friendly. You can book who you eat with, when you eat, where you eat. If you say, go into the app and say, I'd like a table for 2 at 7 o'clock tonight, it's going to tell you all the options, all the different dining rooms, all the specialty dining venues that are available for you. All of that's available so that there's no lineups at the front entrance of the dining room or to see a maitre d' or service staff, so that we're just social distancing people, and you'll have a really great dining experience as well with us. So that's going to be a tremendous feature. I already earlier talked about our crew call chat. If you're having problems with anything, this is perfect as well. If you say had a sore throat and you didn't want to walk down to the medical clinic, all you'd have to do is place a crew call chat and one of our medical personnel will come up to you. So definitely some great safeguards added here. I know there's been a lot of problems with this app as far as checking in goes. We've had a lot of unfortunate bugs in the app. We're working very hard to get that fixed, but in the meantime, we've created a web-based platform that will be active on December 1st. And it looks exactly like the app where you can check in and get yourself ocean ready so that you can have that wonderful cruise experience when you do board the ship. So that's all coming for you. We're so excited to welcome you back on board. We have more ships coming into our fleet, 2 new ones on the way. This is the Enchanted Princess you're looking at, which just joined our fleet November 10th. Absolutely amazing, Heather, to think that that ship is already a year old, but November 10th was the very first time passengers had ever stepped foot on her because of COVID. Discovery Princess comes in the spring. Sorry, that says the spring of 2021. That's actually a typo. That should be the spring of 2022. And then we've got 2 new ships in 2023 and 2025 that will be powered by liquefied natural gas. And those will be the biggest ships in our fleet. So exciting news coming by. Make sure you're there for that to see those great new ships entering our fleet. So many new destinations to travel to as well. Now, I want to just close by telling you we have a wonderful program underway. This is called Princess Plus. We call this an evergreen opportunity here at Princess because it's never going away. It is the best-selling fare base we've ever had. So this means you can take our already low fares, and for $40 more per person per day, you will get our complimentary beverage package, our premier beverage package included, unlimited Wi-Fi, that fastest Wi-Fi in the world, in the sea, and also our daily crew incentives, which is the gratuities. That will certainly be all included in there for $40 a day. Now, if you bought each of those, piecemeal them together, it would be $95 US per person per day. So it is incredible value just to add that. And having experienced it a couple times, wow, it just changes your whole vacation experience, knowing that you don't have to worry about the price of that martini or going online to say hi to somebody back home with FaceTime. It's all included and it's all complimentary. So Princess, of course, is known as the destination leader. We are sailing all over the world again. You will notice that until COVID really sort of comes under control, we are sailing closer to home. So look for most of our ships sailing around North America. Lots of activity in Alaska, in the Caribbean, the West Coast. We've got great opportunities. Out of Vancouver, our beautiful Royal Princess will be starting a California Coastals starting April 8th of 2022. Great opportunities to go to Hawaii, the Panama Canal, Canada, New England, just some fantastic opportunities. But we're also looking at exploring into our exotics, into Australia, New Zealand. All of those great destinations are coming back as we emerge out of this COVID pandemic and look forward to the future. So in closing, I just want to ask, where will you go next? There are so many great places in the world, and traveling just brightens our moods, and it helps us through the doldrums, and it also gives us something exciting to look forward to. And at Princess, we always say that booking your next vacation brings you so much free fun, happiness, because you have something to look forward to and anticipate. So think about that. Travel is just a wonderful thing. And Heather, I would like to thank you today for allowing me to speak to you today and your clients out there in the universe somewhere. And I would really like to say thank you for continuing to travel with us. And we look forward to welcoming you back on our ships. So from all of us at sea and at shore, thank you. Heather, back to you.
That's all great. Thanks, Wade. I have to admit, the last cruise I took before COVID was actually on the Caribbean Princess in the Caribbean in November through to December of 2019. And it was my first experience with the medallion. And it does make your life so much simpler. It does.
Yeah,
You've just got this little disc. And it gets you, as you said, how they, where your traveling companions are. Sometimes my husband wasn't too thrilled that I knew exactly where he was. But then again, he knew when I was in the shops. So, it worked out both ways. But no, it's very innovative, and it's a really good tool. So, and in COVID,
Awesome.
I can see where it really will be effective. So, yeah.
Perfect.
Coming out of COVID. So
Yeah.
thanks, Wade. I really appreciate you being with us today, and we'll chat again soon.
My pleasure. I can't thank you enough. Goodbye, everybody. We look forward to welcoming you back on a ship soon.
Thank you for taking the time to tune into this week's cruise chat. If you'd like more information on today's topic, please email me at heather@heathersluxurycruises.com. Also, if you'd like to be kept up to date on the latest news from the world of luxury cruises and tour operators, please like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.